And anyway, so that was one of the big problems is hiring. Trump's going to hire all the wrong people. The other thing is that they said that Trump was insufficiently America first. He wound up doing all these deals for that country over there, recognize their sovereignty over Golan Heights, move the embassy, called the IRGC terrorists. He's doing backdoor regime change in Iran, all these kinds of things. And anyway, both of those things that you could say about Trump are doubly true of DeSantis. I mean, if anything, the lobby
DeSantis
that we criticize Trump for being so in bed with, they back DeSantis way more. Mm-hmm. And the same thing is true of the hiring. If Trump made those mistakes back then, I think he's less likely to make them this time around. DeSantis, I know the people that are going to be staffing the DeSantis White House. I mean, I literally personally know them. Mm-hmm. They're worse than the Trump people. So, I mean, that in addition to the fact that what country did he visit before his announcement? 1 month before his announcement, he flies out there, talks to all the top donors, basically got their blessing. And you could go into it. I mean, he was a congressman. He was a governor. The only foreign trips he took as a congressman and as a governor, but all the same country.
Can I argue that maybe he's just playing a part to, become president, maybe?
I mean, that's certainly possible. I think Trump did the same thing.
But you know what? Well, I like him because whatever he says, he does. But for the most part, if someone's going to be in office, well, if they say they're going to do something, they should do it.
He did a good job in Florida.
Yeah, that's what I can do. Florida was, even during those bear bug times, it was open.
Yeah,
thanks to him.
Compared to other states.
I mean, I like him, man. I like him. But
I understand what you're saying because you're right. I mean, he is a good governor. He says a lot of the right things. The thing is about Trump is that Trump is truly an outsider. Like, he really is fundamentally different than the rest of them. DeSantis,
agreed.
I apply more scrutiny because he's a true politician. And to your point, I look at the people that are backing him. And the people that are backing him who flipped from Trump to him, like, for example, Ken Griffin from Citadel. Ken Griffin's one of the big GOP donors, big Wall Street guy. He kind of leads that Wall Street donor block. He flipped his support from Trump to DeSantis in his reasoning. He said that, well, DeSantis isn't going to rock the boat. DeSantis is going to make sure that we get our so-called, prosperity, cut the taxes. It's not going to rock the boat, not going to do the culture war stuff.
Yeah.
And that signals to me that DeSantis is just another one of these establishment guys who's going to
lie. What's that?
I fucked that up.
Solid allegation.
Sound
really
weird or whatever.
Hang on.
If everything else will go on, basically.
There we go.
Everything else.
Basically where it was. Okay. So my opinion on Ron DeSantis, I've been saying for fucking weeks that Ron DeSantis is who the establishment wants to win. And that should make everyone nervous. Not just that Ron DeSantis has his campaign is just garbage. I'm sorry. He really does have the worst people in the world working for him. He's also doing some weird bot farming thing on Twitter, I'm pretty sure, that is also the worst people in the world. And it's just like the people that you get responding to when you say anything against DeSantis are just, they're other, no offense, Groypers. The people responding when you say something against Ron DeSantis are worse than Nick Fuentes' fans. They are much worse than the Groypers. Like, I can at least get the Groypers when they're in my chat to kind of behave themselves and relax. Like, they can be reasonable if you're reasonable with them. These Ron DeSantis assholes are not reasonable. It is really that toxic. And so, I don't even know what to say about Ron DeSantis. I've never seen... it's like an implosion, because DeSantis used to be okay. It was good to see him push back during COVID and stuff like that. And I like some of the stuff he's done with the woke stuff. I also think he's really crossed the line when it comes to that too. I think that he crossed the line with using the power of the state to punish a private company for speech critical of the government. And whether or not you like Disney, it doesn't really matter. That is a First Amendment violation, mother effers. It's just the way it goes. And so that makes me really nervous. And there's just something off about Ron DeSantis. And I can't put my finger on it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do not trust him in any way. I do not trust him. I do not trust what he would do in the White House. I don't think that he is really on our team. I think he's on team I want to be president. And even more than that, I think his wife is on team I want to be first lady. That's, I think, all that really matters. And I agree with what Nick Fuentes is saying. I don't think Ron DeSantis would rock the boat at all. And no. Yep. Wife running the campaign. Exactly. So look, Groypers, we can have some agreement, right? This is going great so far.
Will go on basically unaffected. So fundamentally, I just don't believe him. I think he's going to be totally bought and paid for by Wall Street, by these foreign countries. And, he has the luxury of being conservative in a state like Florida. I don't think he's going to have that luxury in the general election or in the White House.
Okay.